Hello, my crazy 88. The title of this video is probably a letdown. I drove to Indianapolis for I'm probably gonna take this out because I'm just upset about the whole thing, but I drove to Indianapolis for my audition, which I spoke of, and yes, I did learn Bartók Concerto First Movement for my audition, but I didn't have a chance to play it. I even went to a nearby hotel where I was staying, not the one I was staying at, but a nearby one, and asked if I could use their printer to print out the music. So here is all 10 pages of the first movement, which I marked up the night before and the morning of my audition. Naturally, what they needed to hear for the first round did not contain either concerto that I had worked on, and I just wasn't prepared. Also, I didn't bring my beta blockers from home. I forgot them, so that was bad, and I just kind of bombed it. And my head wasn't in the right place for it either, because the day before I had to leave, my dad called, and he barely ever talks to me these days. He just called to say that his baby had been born with his new wife, and I really didn't need to hear that, because I don't care. I think there are too many babies in this world. I think that I shouldn't have been born because I'm just another unhappy person who feels like a waste of space. And I don't need to hear it from any of you. Believe me, I already know that I am look cringe, as one of my oh so sweet commenters put it. And I removed that comment because it wasn't constructive in any way. Like, when you can clearly see that someone is struggling, being nasty and then ending it with "have a good day, bro," is very passive aggressive, and I think it's malicious and just totally unnecessary. So I didn't think I'd be the type to remove comments, but I only have 88 subscribers and I'm already removing comments, so who knows what would happen if I ever made it to 100 or 1,000, or never mind any higher than that, because I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for being myself. So I let myself down, focusing too much on Bartók and not enough on the excerpts. And I had the baby on my mind, and my mama had said something kind of annoying about the audition. So she wanted me to do the audition. She even sent a check for the deposit. And she just said, "I don't know what you're getting so worked up about or stressed out about. It's only a second violin position." This was before I did the audition. I was saying, you know, they want to hear concertmaster solos, and I was just really stressed out and nervous. And she said, "What's the big deal? It's just a second violin position." So my parents continue fucking up my psyche, and I prioritize the wrong thing. Whatever, what else is new? So I got back home. First, I drove to Indianapolis, then I drove to my hometown where my family lived, so that I could pick up some VHS tapes, because I really want this guy who lives about an hour away from me to convert them. He's already converted 2 of my tapes, and he did an amazing job. So, you know, this video might be pretty packed. He did, let's see if I can show you. Birthday Blues, Sailor Moon Deke dub that was on Toonami in the late 90s, early 2000s, and Small Hearts. So he did these two for me. He put them on a USB, and the quality is, whoa, the quality's amazing. Oh! Yeah, see, this is why I didn't want to make this video today, because I'm still not 100% recovered from my travels. I drove, well, I split it with my spouse, and we took our 2 dogs. So technically I only drove 22 hours out of the 44-hour road trip, but we drove to Indianapolis, then 2 home to get the VHS tapes, and I didn't bother hitting up my dad to be like, can I see the baby, because I didn't want to see the baby. FYI, I'm not like this big asshole. I literally asked my dad when I was getting ready to move to LA back in 2019, are you going to have another family when I leave? And he said, what do I need another family for? That's literally what he wanted. It's literally what he's wanted since I was born, I think, because he was just so disappointed in himself and his half-Asian family, because he's a racist white guy from the South. But he literally said to me, what do I need another family for? And then I moved to LA with my mom. He's cheating on her. And I'm sure, like, people can argue that he wasn't cheating because they haven't had sex in, like, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 years. But he's having an extramarital affair. And this woman he's fucking knows that he's married and he has kids. Unless he's, like, lying to her about everything, in which case, like, poor her, but I don't think so. I don't think she's that innocent. In fact, I think she's kind of like Lisa from the movie Obsessed, you know, like totally insane and hyper-focused on getting the career man and having that status. But, and okay, I'm totally gonna spiral, because she's this, like, heavy-set white woman in her 30s, her mid to late 30s. And every nurse at the hospital my dad works at is a heavy-set white woman going on 60, 70. Like, they're these old hags who are never going to get laid, much less married to a doctor. And so they're, like, cheering her on for breaking up this family. And, like, yes, I know my family was miserable, but the whole time I was in this family, I was saying, Dad, Mom, when are you going to get divorced? You guys hate each other. You're responsible for all of our problems. Like, can you please just get divorced and one of us will live with you and the other one will live with the other one? Like, hurry the fuck up. I was saying this since I was like 4. Since my dad threw my mom against the wall and broke her toe when we were living in Irvine, California, because she got mad at him for not being available to do any parenting because he was in his residency and he was exhausted, and my mom was so sick of him like never spending any time with us. And so she threw his pager in the toilet and he like snuck up behind her and shoved her against the wall and broke her toe. And then the police came and told her to leave him, and he spent a night in jail and she didn't leave him. And this is how he thanks her 20 something years later. Like, ever since that night when I saw it happen, because I was 3 or 4 years old, I saw it happen with my own eyes. I ran up to my dad and I was hitting his leg. I was like, Dad, why did you do that to Mom? Ever since that day, I've been telling my parents,
get a divorce. You guys hate each other. You don't sleep in the same room. You don't ever, like, want to talk. You're always fighting. And, like, they acted like I was being annoying and, like, meddling in something that isn't my business. But then my dad is like, oh, I haven't been happy in 15 years. It's about time that blah, blah. After, like, fucking this woman on the side for months, if not a year or two. And so he ends up marrying this woman who he was sleeping with in my mom's bed, no less, while we were in LA, after he told me, what do I need another family for? And then when he called me telling me that the baby was born just a few days ago, he was like, oh, so what's up with you? Like, what are you doing with your life? And I was like, I have an audition coming up in Indianapolis. And he was like, oh, cool. What's the audition about? So I tell him what it's about. And I say, hey, maybe I can stop by, see the baby or something. Like, I hope to see the baby soon, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know what he says? He says, yeah, hopefully in Indianapolis. Like, I had 2 families. What the fuck are you doing? Dr. White, piece of shit. Like, yeah, thank you for paying for my school and paying for me to move to LA and paying for every fucking thing in my life. Of course you paid for that stuff because you were a fucking doctor and I was your fucking child. Like, stop trying to make me feel bad about all that shit. I'm not just this freeloader like that person you married. And this just, like, I know this is a hugely long aside, but, like, I'm in a similar boat right now where I'm married to someone who pays for everything. He pays the bills. He makes sure that I'm fed. He makes sure that I have some place to poop and flush the toilet and have hot water to take a shower, like all the basic essentials. I cannot pay for myself because I'm not fully employed. I was subbing with an orchestra, and I'm not subbing with them anymore because fuck them. And, like, maybe I'm going to study to be a lawyer, but, like, once I become a lawyer, I'm gonna have to remove all these videos, and I want to be able to, like, speak my mind to show you someone who is suicidal and depressed and, like, was an unplanned pregnancy and grew up being bullied constantly by their family and by their classmates and feeling severe gender dysphoria and just all of these problems, all of this shit that could have been avoided if, like, some loser didn't marry a Korean woman because he's fucking racist and didn't have this, like, opportunistic mindset of, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with my life because I was in the Coast Guard and now I don't want to be in the Coast Guard anymore, so I'm going to ask this Asian woman to sleep with me and, like, comfort me and tell me what to do. And then once I actually make something of myself, I'm going to leave her in the lurch and fuck a white woman and then marry her and have a baby with her and tell my son, who I said I wouldn't do this, well, hopefully you get the fucking job and make something of yourself, and then I can bring my beloved freaking baby
there you are.
over so that you can see her after you've made something of yourself. Oh my God.
The best actor.
Like, do you not understand how annoying that is? Like, when I said I have an audition coming up, he could have just been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to bother you. I just wanted to let you know the baby was born. No, he's just like, well, hopefully we'll see you in Indianapolis. Oh my God, like, you're pathetic. Like, you think just because you're a doctor and you fucked a nurse and you married her and then you had a freaking baby that you're on top of the world. No, you're like a freaking loser.
Anyway, I start working for him again.
And even though I hate my mom and my sister, I would rather hang out with them 1,000,000 times over than meet your stupid baby. I know it's my half sister, whatever. Like, she's 28 years younger than me. What do we have in common? A shitty dad who's probably going to, like, be nicer to her because she's fully white. And he's a racist motherfucker.
Francis and Marcus and Mike and
this has been 8 minutes of my life that I've wasted on my dad. Just trying to explain myself. Like, he sucks. Moving on.
All the way home just to get my tape. And then we drove all the way back home to where we live. And I can't believe I acquired this in a recent eBay purchase because this is a tape that I've been looking for 4 years since I actually started collecting the old VHS tapes. So this is The Awakening. It's the last installment of the S series. And I'm going to ask the guy to convert those. The quality that he does is really great. So now I'm just going to gingerly open these bags because I got a lot of stuff from home and my car was packed because I had 2 dogs in the trunk and I had to put my violin somewhere, and then I had just a bunch of stuff. So the DVDs that I brought were a little squished, so that's a shame. This DVD is perfect.
The
still.
Fratman Pain DVD is not
So
something
here's
I was
my little
traveling with
DVD
this past week.
collection.
That's something that was in the apartment the whole time. So of course, naturally, it would be perfect. But I didn't think about disc rot
Snow
until I
Queen,
opened my Sean Cody, David, and
Childhood
Mountain Getaway
Nostalgia,
DVDs. The
a
backs
little
of
extra
them are
Anastasia,
getting pretty rotted on the inner circle.
and then Fratman Pain. Sean Cody David. This, I don't know how this bit got squashed. That's a bummer. But I'm assuming the discs work just fine. It's just the sleeves that got a little squashed. So I could probably just put those in a different casing. Now for what actually matters. Okay, this looks alright. It does look a little squished. This doesn't look so squished. But this definitely looks squished. So this is Sailor Moon Super S Amazon Nightmare. And it's sealed. I now have 2 of these. This one doesn't look squished. Sailor Moon Super S Super Transformation. So this one I have 2 of. Okay, this one is the most important one, so I'm glad it looks intact. So this is sealed. During the pandemic, I went on a crusade to collect every Sailor Moon VHS tape, Deke Dub, that I could find, because that's what I grew up with. And I hear this is a good movie. I don't think I've ever seen it. Sailor Moon, the movie S, Deke Dub. That's also sealed. So during the pandemic, I collected sealed VHS tapes, and recently I just bought a bunch of unsealed ones so that I could watch them on a VCR. But I think I'm going to bring these sealed ones to the guy to convert. So that's nice. This one is super squished. So if you compare, so this is the unsealed one I recently got. Looks pretty good. This one is squished. That's a little worrisome when you compare them. Like, the sealed one looks so much worse. So my 2 super transformations, the sealed one and the unsealed one, neither is squished. I only have 1 each of the movies, so I'm so glad these are all sealed and intact from the trip. I'm nervous about this bag though, because these are. Sailor Moon Super S Uncut Theatrical Movie. So I get to compare the Deke dub and the original. This is from the pandemic. A sealed Birthday Blues, so maybe he can do this one again and I can compare with the one he already did for Birthday Blues. Since this is brand new, it's at least 20 years old, probably 30 years old. Just to see if there's any like spots on the screen. What else have we got? So we have a Secret Revealed. That's a duplicate. So cool. We have a sealed Secret Revealed and an unsealed Secret Revealed. We have a sealed Love War and an unsealed Love War. A sealed Back from the Future and an unsealed Back from the Future. A sealed Pure Hearts and an unsealed Pure Hearts. Sealed and unsealed Labyrinth. Sealed and unsealed Mysterious Sailor. Sealed and unsealed Super S series Diana's Secret and the Eclipse. Sealed and unsealed Secret Destiny and Hotaru's Secret and the Eclipse. Three more. Sealed and unsealed The Search for the Savior, Small Hearts, and then another uncut version. This is Labyrinth Uncut. So that's cool, I guess. I have so many different eclipses. I think I have 3 eclipses at this point, 2 of which are sealed. And then I have one Diana's Secret, which is sealed, and then a Diana's Secret, which is not sealed. The tapes all seem to be in good shape. I think what I will do is I will watch my porn DVDs, which I brought, just to see that they're not damaged, and if they're okay, then I'm just going to replace the cases, but I'm gonna keep the sleeves. It doesn't bother me that much that that one sleeve is a little creased, because it's not where like his body or his face are. It's just where his name is. So I'll replace the cases, put the sleeves in the new cases, make sure that everything is nice and aesthetic, because I really have the DVDs for aesthetic purposes. I have every porn video that I would want to watch on a hard drive, so there's that. And I was going to show you the perfumes that I brought from home, but that might be better in a different video, because I can't just like put all of my interests into one video. Or maybe I could. This could just be a really long video. I'll think about it. Okay. So I also traveled with a bunch of perfumes. I had them in socks or layered in between shirts. Here we have Maison Francis Courtillon Paris Grand Soir. First thing that comes to mind when I smell this is Bananas Foster. Most definitely. That's Bananas Foster. And to me, it's a pretty juvenile scent, but joyful nonetheless. This is the 70 ml bottle. This is Sicily Eau du Soir. In my opinion, this is the most beautiful perfume bottle ever created. When I smell this, I smell ginger ale and Bertucci's cracked red pepper olive oil with warm bread. So basically when I smell this, I smell Bertucci's with bubbly ginger ale. Oh, we have some duplicates. So this is Quartier de Lys de Quartier, Extrait de Parfum. So this is the concentrated pure perfume. This Bertucci's fragrance was 100 ml. These are 30 ml. When I smell these, I smell Twizzlers, and Lifesaver gummies, and Gushers, and Sweet Tart Ropes. Very candy smell. And I have 3 of them. Another 30 ml Extrait de Parfum. Same great smell. This is like literal early 2000s in a bottle, what you would imagine Sephora to smell like when Rihanna's Disturbia came out. And then we have a third, because clearly I'm a fan. And I only like the Extrait de Parfum version. Another 30 ml. Same great smell. What next? Aha! Duro by Nasomato. So the bottle looks like this. This is 30 ml. Has this big knob on the top. The liquid in here smells, or it's supposed to smell like the dirty inner thigh or taint, back of the ball sack area of the Perfumo. Okay, when I smell this, it smells like bird poop and a urinal. Like you're walking into Petco and you're in the aviary section. Very like bird urine. I don't know if it turns me on to wear this. It certainly gives me a headache. Okay. Then we have a t-shirt for insulation purposes. Ooh, what's this? De Profundis by Serge Duton. beautiful gratte-ciel or skyscraper bottle. What is this? This is Colgate toothpaste with Tabasco sauce. Not the green Tabasco sauce, the red Tabasco sauce. There's something very sharp about it. Or like those kind of soft, fluffy mints that you get at a restaurant. The kind that melt on your tongue. So not like a peppermint, but like one of those cloud-looking mints. And Tabasco hot sauce. So this to me smells like the end of a meal at a sushi restaurant, but not like a fancy sushi restaurant, like a white trash sushi restaurant. Yes. Naturally, I only got it because it's supposed to smell like death and a funeral, like wet soil and chrysanthemums, and to me it just smells like the end of a meal at a kind of crappy sushi restaurant. Next, a favorite. Musc Kubla by Serge Luton. Now this. Waking up on a hairy man's chest, smelling his morning breath. Maybe he was smoking a cigar or a cigarette the night before and forgot to brush his teeth, and he just had like a cinnamon Tic Tac or Altoid. He wears gold chains on his wrist and on his neck, maybe even on his ankle, because he's that Guido-ish. He has long nose hairs. He's kind of balding. His hair is mostly gray, even though he's still in his 30s. He's someone who is aging prematurely and wants to come off as worldly and sophisticated, but he's just kind of desperate and pathetic and wants to lead you on solely for the sake of not having to risk losing you as a serious partner. Oddly specific descriptors. I imagine this is what the guy who was kind of stringing me along throughout my second semester of junior year of college would smell like, if he didn't smell like Issey Miyake and Hermès Jardin sur le Nil. I think he would smell like this. Or maybe this is just his natural scent. Very intoxicating, but an overwhelming wave of like disappointment and withholding. Like, this is not the smell of someone who takes you in their arms and tells you they love you and you're going to feel so certain of your future together. This is the smell of someone who is going to treat you like shit and break your heart. Another shirt. Now the true love fragrances, the ones that never let you down. Okay, this is ancient. I bought this on eBay during the pandemic because I had this as a freshman in high school.
You cut your hair out?
This is the Séductif.
And got a tattoo?
Big pony Ralph Lauren collection, the red one.
I thought you were too sick to come
And
outside.
that's the Seductive
Or
brand.
pick up the phone when I call. Go away.
Okay, this is
What?
like maple syrup.
Go away. What happened to you? What's going?
It's a little musky, a little animalic, so there are hints of the
Sam
Musc
get to you?
Kubla Khan
That's
in
what
here.
happened?
Kubla Khan.
No, Sam's trying to
Kubla
help
Khan.
you. Don't blame
Musc
him.
Kubla Khan.
But if you want someone to blame, how about those filthy bloodsuckers you love?
Mm.
Culties.
But this is like a
I don't know what you're talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
21-year-old
You've been lying to everyone. Charlie.
underwear drawer.
You can't lie to me.
His mom still
Not
does his
anymore.
laundry. They use what kind of fabric softener do like lower middle class white people use? That's what I imagine. And this person probably smokes weed on the weekends with their friends. Has probably only had has probably only gotten head from like one girl, if that.
I think maybe I need give me some time or
But this has so much
It's not
promise
you.
to it. Like this is someone who's
It's not
going
you,
to
it's
make you
me,
feel
right?
like
really?
you could
It is
really
me.
be going somewhere.
I'm not good. I used to be a
I
good
love
kid.
this smell.
Not anymore. But none of this matters.
It's juicy. It's like if fruit punch and baby back ribs had a baby. And then of course, the ultimate Rico Suave fuckboy fragrance. Bleu de Chanel. Now you need to get the eau de toilette because it's the original formulation. I mean, obviously it's not the original formulation because it changes every year, doesn't it? This takes me back. This is someone who doesn't even have the game to string you along. They're just like, when are you gonna get on estrogen? When are you gonna get on hormones? When are you gonna bring makeup and like do your makeup at my apartment and then let me get hard in front of you but not really want to have sex with you? Like you can blow me, but that's about it. And we'll make out because I'm like super interested. But also closeted and a famous clarinetist. Again, oddly specific. There's like some Play-Doh in here. But to me this smells like pre-cum, smegma. This is definitely the juicy nectar of an uncircumcised penis. But there's like marine, aquatic elements. Like this is metallic a little bit. There's a saltiness to it. It's not cum, it's pre-cum. And it just reminds me of the ocean. So it's like the Little Mermaid, but her prince is a homophobic basket case and she has a penis. Okay, well, I didn't bring all of my perfumes from home. If I had, I would have had my Bulgari Pour Homme, which smells a little bit like freshly cut grass, a little bit like, very faintly like marijuana. That was my 7th grade signature fragrance. I love that smell, but I think it's played out. This is aftershave. This is like the more dignified Musc Kubla Khan. So it's a little floral, it's a little powdery, but it's incredibly intense. That is Minute Maid lemonade. You know how Minute Maid lemonade has that sort of fecal pee-pee poo-poo little thing they put in the urinal mint? What is that? Little urinal candy. It has that smell. closing it off with my two Nahemas. We have a vintage Nahema and a not so vintage Nahema. They're both vintage, but hey. Okay, we opened it. What do I smell? I smell a dill pickle snowball BMT. So it's creamy, it's tangy, it's sour, it's juicy sweet. So BMT means bottom, middle, top, and a dill pickle snowball BMT means you have the dill pickle syrup, or it could be actual pickle juice, in shaved ice with condensed milk on the bottom of the cup, the middle of the cup, and the top of the cup. And I'm telling you, that is like getting jizzed and pissed on all over your face. Like, it goes in your eyes, it goes in your nose, it goes in your mouth, hopefully. That's what this is. Like, this is extremely sensual and nasty. Like, this is for a nasty little rat. Now the more modern one. I don't know. It's more leafy. So I smell basil in here. This is not as embracing. And I think that it has this like temperature to it. The more modern one has this very synthetic heat on the skin, whereas this one is just pure sexual degradation. Facials, pearl necklaces, water sports, golden showers, felching, belching, squelching in a stopper bottle. So that concludes my collection of perfumes. Here they all are in the doll cabinet. So here's the top shelf of the doll cabinet with all my perfume. Second shelf with some dolls. And third shelf with some more dolls. That's some crap. And this doll fell over. Hello, lovelies. Hello.